Hi guys, I finally finished reading this book, Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton, and I'm here to talk about it. Okay, just keep it here. This is my earphone, one of the earbuds that I'm using as a microphone since I do not have one. I'll just place it here so that, maybe here. Okay, good. So this is kind of a book review, but not like I'm not going to be going into the chapters or the contents of the book, but it's more like what I felt while reading this book, or my journey basically with this book. To be honest, I don't even know how to explain what I feel about it. Like, I thought I was going to relate a lot because everyone talks about this book, like it gets you, and especially if you're in your 20s. And then also it was all over my FYP, so that's there. It was more of a saw it online and I have to read it, so I went to the city, got a copy and sat down. By the way, I'm 25, and so I was like, okay, this is going to hit, like this is it. But honestly, a lot of it didn't. I mean, like, okay, just hear me out. I'm not like, it's just that her life feels so different, like from mine. I mean, like, obviously different person, she's writing from a different, but I just had the kind of reviews that I read online, so my perspective while going into the book was completely different than what I found. Okay, like the way she talks about her 20s, the partying, the relationships, or the kind of chaos that she lived in. I don't know, I feel like I've never had that, and maybe it's because of where I'm from, or just a kind of life I have lived. But sometimes I felt like I was just watching someone else, like, grow up from a distance. Like, I was reading it and thinking, like, okay, this is nice, but this is not for me, right? And I kept on waiting for that moment where it would click, where I'd feel seen. But well, that did not happen like I had expected. Okay, it was kind of quieter than that. But then, like, it wasn't in the big stories or the dramatic parts. Sorry for the background noises, but okay. So where was I? Okay, yeah. So like, there were these really like small, almost throwaway thoughts that just kind of sits with you after you have done reading it. So like, suppose the way that she talks about friendships, that part really got me, like, because I don't think we talk enough about how your friends become like this constant, right? Like, people come and go, like feelings change, but your friends are the ones who just, they just stay in ways you don't even notice at first. And I don't know, that made me think about my life, my own life a lot. Like, about how many times I've expected something more from people who, like, were never really meant to stay, while I was completely overlooking the ones that were already there, you know? And then there's this whole thing about love. Like, I feel like growing up, like, you're always taught that love is supposed to look a certain way, like it's supposed to arrive in this big, obvious form. But like, reading these, I kept feeling like maybe it's not like that at all. Maybe love is just, maybe it's like who shows up, who doesn't leave, who you don't have to shrink yourself for. And I don't think I've fully figured it out yet. I'm I'm still in that phase where, like, everything feels a bit confusing. Like, I'm not who I used to be, but I'm also not who I thought I'd become by now. And I think that's why this book felt strange to read at 25 because it doesn't give you answers. Like, it just kind of sits with you in that in between space, right? Like, there were parts of her life I could not relate to at all, but the feeling of not having things figured out, right? That hit. The feeling of outgrowing people or holding on longer than you should, or realizing that some things you wanted so badly weren't actually right for you. That's that part, like very real. I think what stayed with me the most is this weird realization that you don't suddenly wake up one day and understand love, right? You just go through things, you lose people, you find yourself in unexpected places, and slowly your idea of love changes. And maybe that's all there is to it. I don't think this book felt like a mirror for me. I didn't even feel like this is my life, but it did feel like someone sitting next to you and just saying, yeah, this is messy for me too. And I think I needed that more than I realized, because sometimes it feels like everyone else knows what they're doing or is living their 20s in this big, meaningful way. And I'm just here trying to make sense of things quietly. So, yeah, I don't fully relate to this book, but hell, I understand it. And somehow that feels enough. I feel it's enough. If I had to read this book, I would probably give it like a 3.8, no, a 4 out of 5. Because even if it did not feel like my life, but it still felt like something I needed to hear, right? Like, I felt enough of it to remember. So, yeah, a 4 out of 5. Or 3.8. Okay, I can't do bad ratings. I feel bad. But then, okay, it's whatever. It's 3.8 out of 5. Okay, bye.